And welcome back to EPIC38. We're getting into our second map between eMasters and Coalesce. eMasters managing to take their own map pick of Ancient after a hell of a dominant start on the T side, a deficit that they couldn't really recover over on Coalesce. Now we go over to the other side of the best of three into the Coalesce pick of Vertigo. And hopefully a little bit of sunlight certainly will be shining upon them on this building. You've actually bought some LAN Essentials, Jammer, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it would be good to just kind of show the people at home, you know, a few LAN Essentials. I think the funniest one is definitely the jar of vitamin D, because you know you're not getting any of that in the LAN hall for like 3 or 4 days straight. But you know, also bring like hoodies, towels, a toothbrush, and then
see, the lack of that is the reason why they put the catering outside.
Yes,
so,
yes,
you know,
of course. And then
we're
the
just
good old flip flops.
like yeah, mate.
You need the slides.
Yeah.
It has to be.
But getting back on track with the series itself, of course, Coalesce, of course, down by 1 in this best of 3. It was the pick of the eMasters to go into that Ancient, and it didn't quite work out for the Coalesce camp. So now we go towards Vertigo with Coalesce's own pick, where things should hopefully pick up. Because again, as you mentioned during the pre-match, this probably could be a punish pick for Coalesce, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Looking back at a couple of the matches previously, you know, Coalesce have seen some weaknesses in the eMasters game plan, and well, they're looking to exploit it right here, right now. We are about to hop into the game. And, well, I'm just hoping to see Coalesce have a bit of a resurgence back into this one and try and push it towards Overfast, where it's anyone's game. Yeah,
it was a 16-6 against Coalesce in the first round of the playoffs. So, of course, we're looking to that and that map up as the main sort of weak point for the eMasters side. They're on the CT half to kick things off. And Coalesce can very easily bounce back into this matchup, assuming they don't allow that early start from the eMasters to snowball over. Pistols set in, the USPs up, the P250s are also in from the T side under where Smoke could cover Shine and Kristen. Emmy tapping forward, USP also engaging with Dexter, struggling away, gets caught on the jump face, going down with Zulu. Emmy with a couple of picks to return, they've got Husky to back him up, a 4v2. A trade back from Docs has been found, and these last 2 T-side players are working their way up ramp still, making a lot of noise towards it. Mr. Hoy behind the sandbag, should have been detected by that smoke being put out there. Zulu right in with a knife! Oh, he's caught him! It's a 2-on-2 now, but flanks are inbound. They've still got a central side defensive. Coalesce are being sandwiched. Emmy goes down. Coalesce are pulling this back, but Moshi's involved.
Absolutely. Docs now 1 versus 1. Moshi trying to tap away, but Docs connects, and that's a lovely kill from him to lock in that Coalesce pistol round. Much important start to this one, as we saw eMasters run away with things on, was it Ancient? It was Ancient. Now Coalesce trying to repeat that on Vertigo.
What a pistol. What a start to this map up, most certainly. Beautiful stuff there from the eMasters to kick things off. It really looked like it was going to be theirs, but one sneaky push forward, the knife's involved. Didn't see that coming, both for me and Mr. Hoy. Coalesce walking away with a pistol, but remember, eMasters, they were able to take the last second break round off the back of Coalesce's pistol win over on Ancient. Not impossible to bring this back, not right now, and again, counter reset the T-side line. Got Emmy involved with the SMG, those 16 HP as he pushed forward ahead of the top. So Smoke will come in to try and block off the ramp control. Milo's are trying to escape for it, the nades. Gets him.
Absolutely, that's I think one of the main reads from yesterday's game against Click. Emmy was constantly harassing and pushing down this ramp area, and he was constantly getting punished for it, and that's really where eMasters fell to the wayside on this CT side half. I think Coalesce are going to try and repeat that success. They're going to try and continue to harass Emmy, and well, it's definitely started in the right direction, but this play, look at this push. Husky's not long for this world, and it's just A-site decimation. Mr. Hoy trying to rotate in, but it's not really too much of a hope for this one. He's getting a lot of space in towards short, and in fact, he's going to get nothing done. Just as Moshi, and that will be a quick second round. Oh, what is going on?
Simple stuff, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Conversion round, attempted to take there from eMasters. Now the harsh pistol ecos for the 3-0 start for Coalesce on their T side, so guess they're returning the favour a little bit to that first map there. Coalesce. Wonder if they'll get a similarly one-sided scoreline. I guess we'll find out as this one rolls on. Got the early engagement with Mr. Hoy, not going all that well. Shine catching him with the Mac 10. Money to be gained. Zulu playing against Emmy out towards the ramp control, but a lot of the emphasis is heading out towards the site. Decent efforts from Moshi to try and get the kill in. The damage up is the best you can do. Dex on that damage. And Shine will get the trade back all the same. USPs actually do get away with 1 pick. Docs and Shine are kind of low. The Mag 10 now in Husky's hands, but he's also on 6 HP.
Yeah, good amount of damage done with the straight USPs. If they can get anything more here, then it's just a bonus situation. Of course, Coalesce try and secure this third round, and then we'll be moving into the rifles. So this round is pretty much inconsequential. I say that though, Emi trying to peek around the smoke, almost catches a couple of players off guard. And I think it is just an exit game for eMasters right now. Try and get a little bit more of a punish going on.
I mean, at this point, that's the best that they can do, I reckon. Shine tagged up, Emi facing with the man, going to Ducks, not going to quite work out for them. Good effort there from the eMasters. I mean, look, they got damn near 4 kills. Only the 2 being found against Leaf and Kristen. Ultimately, decent work. And the best that they could hope for. I kind of like the fact that they went in to try hunt for the kills and take the money away from Coalesce. I think they knew they weren't going to win that round easy. So, good effort not to be 3-0 at the start for the Coalesce side. The guns have returned from eMasters though, the AWP, the M4s, and the AWP and AKs to follow suit.
Yeah, absolutely. Dexter going fairly aggressive on the short side, and he can be so impactful with the AWP on this matchup. Azuwu barely escaping with his life, but will not get away with the second opportunity. Dexter, it's good for those every day of the week. It was a sell of the fake though. Moshi, so much pressure in front of him. I don't know if he's aware. Kristen just creeping round, and there's a cutting down of 2 players on the B site. Really good start from Coalesce. Can they secure this post-plant situation?
So much breathing being offered up to the Coalesce side. eMasters against the counter Molotov. Not going to check his corner there for Kristen. Kill found, making it easy. Husky and Dexter left alone. So Dexter does get a decent kill back against Kristen, so that's something. And the AWP is doing real good work in this map up, and it's good to see him following suit from the good work he did over in Ancient the same. But in this round, it's not enough work to actually get the round itself. It will be a 4-0 for Coalesce, and Leafs hunting them down. Dexter gets the tops, dealt with the pre-fire, is being found at the right timing, and Husky now is left alone, back at spawn. Not going to get hunted down by any more T-side players, but ultimately will not win the round itself.
Yeah, it's really interesting how that one broke down. That smoke down the middle was just annoying enough for eMasters to call this one quits. Could have gone for something, but of course with the economic situation for the CT side, it's not ideal. Coalesce though, they're starting just as strong as eMasters did on their own map pick on Ancient, so a little bit of mirroring going on right now.
And a half invest is probably the best you're going to get out of here for eMasters. Around the M4. Bolster up a little bit, give it a little bit more firepower to play with around the CT side basis, but ultimately, again, you're sort of looking at this thinking this is going to be a relatively easy affair for Coalesce to steamroll. USPs are attempting a decent shot back for Dexter. Husky does get 1 kill. Second man does get the trade back. The 5-7 and Deagle actually do strike back to a 3-on-3. Moshi is going to get caught off. Mr. Hoy ahead of White. Kristen does get caught back, and the last man well too far away to do much of anything here in the ramp control towards the A site. The bomb will make its way forward, and this should be a round for Coalesce.
Yeah, easy squeezy enough. Of course, you take a bit of damage, but oh, look at this. Kristen playing the mind games. Emi cut down in that situation. And I think, you know, going back to that ramp situation, Emi, he needs to have success onto ramp to get this momentum for eMasters going. Of course, Dexter, impactful with the AWP, he could find some angles, but really, my eyes are on Emi to see if he can be eliminated in this situation.
It's the second knife we've seen so far from Coalesce, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not sure how I feel about that for eMasters. I mean, certainly for Coalesce it's great because morale boost and money. And that's quite a lot of money at this stage. It's boosted the economy to quite a ridiculous extent for Coalesce. Emi is not stopped from getting the opening frag for that, though. Azuwu picked up. And again, an important player being marked off by eMasters. You mentioned how little he was allowed to do over on Ancient. Let's see whether they can replicate similar scenarios here for the eMasters. Jump face from Huskies looking for more out towards ramp. Emi's going to put nades on. Smokes will be inbound as well. Coalesce will continue pressing in towards the mid and ramp defaults.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to take this one slow. Already at a man deficit. Lose another player just like that, then it goes from bad to worse. Emi having some good success over towards the ramp, and well, when he's having a good start like this, it really does spur eMasters forward. Leaf going to have to give back some space, and Coalesce, they need to group up and hit a site, but with Kristen falling in the backlines, this is just, well, round over. It's done and dusted. Yeah,
Leaf and Shine. 45 to the clock to try and do anything at all here, but probably nothing will come forward of it. Shine's gun barrel has not been seen by Husky, despite it being painfully obvious sticking out the right-hand side wall, but now he certainly has been seen. Husky with a jump face will fall back. Emi with a flashbang to try and stall them. Backup will also get on the way here from eMasters. Third man in the back site over at the sniper's nest. Husky on the off-site angle. Actually needs to get the kill back, but the nades, incendiaries do actually get off another good kickback. They're fighting away from this Coalesce. Dexter's in a little bit of trouble. The bomb will look to get planted, and actually, that's money for the T side. This is getting a bit more awkward now.
Yeah, absolutely. I was calling this one quits, but look at this. Resurgence from Coalesce, taking the bomb, and look at this. Even playing field. Dexter with the return, and, well, Leaf is in a clutch, but Coalesce have made something of this round at least.
Smoke on the bomb. Leaf trying to hold Moshi on the defuse. Going to hold the whole 5 seconds. Swing back. AWP caught off damage, but the AWP lands its headshot to return, and eMasters will get their opening round. Coalesce, of course, building up a mountain worth of cash, so they'll be investing in eMasters. They'll bring their guns back into the fold themselves.
Yeah, I don't think Coalesce can be too upset with that kind of situation. You know, you just lose your picks around the map and it doesn't go your way, but coming back into the round and getting the bomb down, at least it's a silver lining for them moving forward. And, well, look at the economic situation still for the CT side. eMasters, they might have won a round, but if they lose here, that can swing the momentum right back into Coalesce's favour. That might spur Coalesce on towards 7, maybe 8 rounds on this T half. We'll have to see if that transpires, though. Emi, very aggressive, as we know him to be towards a ramp, and the short side especially. Oh, look at this re-aggression. So many players here from eMasters. Coalesce, they're not going to be ready for this, although the initial pick is there. It's good, and that just might prevent eMasters going for that initial over-aggression.
Emi can't extend here because we've been watched from the tops, and the ramp control smoke comes back. The flashbang is going to get sent. Leaf peeks up, gets the kill. Husky with 1 pick, runs out of ammo. Emi and Moshi suddenly left alone. Shine's going to get picked up. That's 1 good frag back to return. Now the AK's on site. He's not ready for it. Drops that bomb. 2 on 2, but Moshi on 19 points of health. Emi has got to do so much heavy lifting, and look at him baiting the T side to move closer towards him. Dox in particular has got Kristen in the back line now, making his way in with his big old back stab. What can he do with it here? eMasters now reduce 1. Moshi, all that remains.
Absolutely tough position for Moshi there. Just not getting the timing quite right. Coalesce with 6 rounds. It was a fairly back and forth kind of situation. You saw Emi have an opportunity in a couple of situations, but yeah, in the end, eMasters, they have been reset for all intents and purposes. They can get a half buy-in here and maybe get a couple of kills, maybe even steal a round away, but Coalesce, they're looking so strong, and they're looking to mount this strong T side.
Deco inbound for eMasters, USP for Dexter. Full guns, of course, in for Coalesce. eMasters push back on the back foot for the time being. 1 good round, not back a peg thanks to the loss bonus, and now Coalesce are the ones in complete and total control. No resistance from eMasters. They'll do what they can in terms of damage, but realistically, this should not be a round.
Well, reality can often be deceiving, Jake. Sometimes you see something that isn't there, sometimes there's a mirage, but we're on Vertigo right now, and I feel like eMasters have a bit of a feeling of Vertigo as they haven't had the strongest start. This is the initial pick from Dox, and, well, does seem to look to spiral out of control from this point, although I don't know if that's Moshi. Dox is good for the adjustment, and there you go. That's an open B site for the take-in. Dexter trying to rotate in, and we've seen, you know, eMasters do something with the USPs, but they had a much better position to start from to get anything going.
There's these 2 Deagles left here, trying to get some sort of headshot, some sort of cheeky frag. Leaf and Dox are doing pretty well to ensure that does not happen here for the eMasters camp. 1 AK would be kind of nice if Husky can grab it, but even that's pretty unrealistic here. Round the corner, shots ringing out. The rest of the T's can adjust against the man, ensure that he's not going to get away with anything here. Coalesce looking for their 7-1 score, and it's looking very, very similar to how things worked out on the first map. Both sides dominating T sides of their map picks. And Coalesce, well, they're reaping the rewards for it. eMasters back on the guns. Need to formulate a responsive soon.
Deja vu. I've been in this place before.
I've been in this situation before. This place is different.
Oh, you don't get the reference.
No, I don't actually.
Oh, okay, doesn't matter. I'll show you it later.
Right,
for those of you at home that'll got that one, you're welcome.
See, I'm probably very slow on the uptake on this one because my brain's not functioning today. So
just land things. Always an enjoyable experience. Not so enjoyable for eMasters on Vertigo though. Not the strongest starts, but this is definitely an opportunity to come back into things. Coalescing over towards B, and they're not going to quite give any inclinations towards eMasters, although, as I say that, nades fly out, there's the execute, and Mr. Hoyt repositioning, but Moshi gets the initial kill. Look at this! It's good back and forth from 2 players on the site, Shine to cut things down, and Mr. Hoyt left on his own. So
Oh, beautiful.
what a player.
I love that. That was a fantastic shoulder bait from Shine to force Mr. Hoy to make a mistake. Knew he was on site. Burst fire, swing back, perfect timing, and now it's a 3-on-2 for Coalesce. eMasters trying to get into this retake. The AWP especially just firing through the smoke put back by Shine. Other side of the generators being baited at this stage. Dexter going to hold the angle as Husky needs to make his way up. He needs to get on this defuse. There's a smoke on either player. Can put it down on the bomb and towards main. Nades on Shine. That might land the kill. No 2 HP. But Dexter with the adjustment. Husky enters the smoke. Swings back in. Shiny's dropped the kit. The M4's now on Dexter and the Molotov will look to close it out from here on out. No smoke available for Dexter. He's forced to run away. And that one piece of util claimed the round and the half for Coalesce.
Really, really valiant attempt there from Dexter and co. Initially, that hold was looking so good, but then Shine just opens things up. He's the nutcracker, shining for Coalesce, and really well played in the end there. That bit of utility to lock it in. Man, this is looking so dominant from Coalesce. That heads-up play from each of the individuals is looking really good. And eMasters, I'd hate to see when they do these hero plays, but maybe they might need a few hero plays to come back into this one just for the mental.
I mean, they have the M4 anyway, so you might as well just try and buy a little bit around it. And they've got max loss bonus, they can go for the half invests all the time. Problem is going to be turning these rounds into actual success stories here for eMasters, because they've been lacking in those on the MCC side. Moshi especially dealt with by Docs to start things off. Dexter's M4 now seen and is now dead. It's 5-on-3. This round is over.
Yeah, absolutely. Name of the game for eMasters. How much more can you get out of this situation? Mr. Hoy retrieves that AK from Leaf's body. Could save that in towards the next, but that really does seem to be the only thing that's able to be retrieved so far. Maybe try and get some exits in this sort of situation. I'm not really sure, you know, how eMasters want to look at the situation moving forward, but yeah, it's really not been successful. What's the adjustment that they can make, Joe?
Oh, it's difficult to tell, really. Coalesce have been all over them, really. I'd like to see the AWP back on Dexter, who's been pretty proficient with that, enable him. Moshi's been a bit hit and miss over the course of this map up, so maybe a little bit of mentality reset for him. Mr. Hoy needed that AK, really. I mean, that would have been a very valuable weapon to them. Ultimately not to work out for the CT side. They don't get away with the hero rifle in this round. They tried to do damage, only got one pick on it. And that's another thing to consider as well for Coalesce. The economy state is stacked up so heavily on the eMasters that they're going to have to take several rounds in a row to have a chance at dishing out appropriate damage. 9-1 on the board. The guns have returned at least. But how will they deal with these defaults?
Yeah, I've been liking what I've been seeing from Coalesce so far. I mean, pretty hard to hate a 9-1 scoreline, but this Kristen just, again, he's been so good at cracking those open. Everyone from Coalesce has. Dexter trying to help out in middle, but Kristen takes 2 down on towards B, and, well, it's really on to Dexter's shoulders. Can he get anything more? That's a lovely shot, blind in the eyes, but the bullets still ring true, and Coalesce repositioning.
One player on the backside of the A play for the eMasters, that's Husky. Backup could also rotate in from Emmy at the elevator position. It's so passive here, so Coalesce could still just put the smoke down and just get onto the bomb site directly. Plant down would look easy. Haven't got a second smoke to cover off the entire gap. They'll walk their way forward and try go towards this A play. They are still playing with confidence, even if it is a little bit slow.
Yeah, absolutely. Sound cues perhaps coming through now as the nades are thrown. There you go at the rotation. Dexter and Cope should be open enough for a plant here. Spam not going to connect, and there you go. It's locked in. 3 versus 3 in for the retake then, Jay. Who's going to take this one?
Guess we'll find out. Husky's low HP. Azu was also tagged up by Emmy's efforts. Time is a little bit too ticked here for the post-plant. Only one kit in play for Emmy. The flashes inbound from Dexter. They'll make their way forward. Emmy, first man in, hunting for the kills. Need to prioritise that bomb defuse if possible. No further util. No further smokes into the CT side. Sprays from Azu, trying to catch him off. Indeed, the tap does force out that player to make a spray, but no kill to go either way. Docs gets Emmy. The AWP of Shine missing a second tap on the bomb, but there's Shine with the kill, and now Dexter's left to run away and save the AWP once again. Too little, too late. Attempted there for the eMasters. It's 10 on the board at Coalesce. It's looking like an even more dominant affair than Ancient Jammer. This is a bit of a shocker, honestly. I mean, I guess it's still their map pick, so you can sort of sympathise with it, but eMasters, after putting up such an effort on that first map, you'd hope that it would carry forward in the second one. That's not happened at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Momentum firmly in Coalesce's favour, and this is the punish pick that we were talking about coming into this one. You know, eMasters perhaps showing a little bit too much of their hand against Click Esports. They didn't perform very well yesterday, and they're performing even worse today, so it's not the ideal position. Mushi gets an opening with the pistol, and that's a good start. Emi getting away with this aggression towards ramp, but makes his position known as Zuru. Should be able to punish. Barely escapes with his life in return. That's close. Closer than you'd want. Ideally, if you're a Zuru, and I don't know, Coalesce, not the strongest of start in this situation.
Well, certainly not strong for a Zuru position. Part of the AWP because, well, one good face, one missed shot's going to take him down. So eMasters doing well with what they've got so far here. Dexter's also still left in play to try and provide the rifle support here for the eMasters side. The pistols have done their damage, and now Docs are going to try and work an angle out towards the B side, where there is a total of 4 players to defend. There's one man in mid that doesn't technically count, but quick rotations will be caught off by Emi at the stack. The Molotovs are being sent in. They're ready to go for the hit.
Yeah, Coalesce, a lot of utility to work with. It's going to fly out, and Stacks here, but needs to connect the shots. Husky, this is the initial. Ahoy, swings out for one. Trying to stay alive, trying to bait his teammates in, and look at this performance. The pistols shutting everything down. Azu can't do anything, and look at this 5 alive. Round stolen by eMasters. This might be what they need to come back into things.
Look at what they saved as well. A free AWP and 3 AKs. My lord. That is a massive turnaround for their own economy state. But now comes challenge number 2. They've got to follow it up. They've got to turn these save rifles into a round against Coalesce, use their own tools against them. Double AWPs in play. I think the first time we've seen it in this series, maybe even today. Zulu and Docs spot spray AWPs on both sides. Zulu again takes the majority of the damage, trying to set his teammates up. He gets away from the HG, so he is alive. But at 40 points of HP, he's lowest in server until Shine caught Dexter through the smoke.
That's a really big frag to have, and those 2 AWPs are going to be retrieved even further, so Emi and Moshi trying to have some impact with those, but yeah, not the strongest of starts. eMasters, good initial attempt at the opening, but not quite transpiring the way that they want. I think Coalesce, they really need to take stock of the situation. Docs have been playing well, he's going to entry up towards ramp, and well, for this kind of a situation, round 13, I would have expected a little bit slower of a crawl, actually, a little bit more silent, a little bit more restrained, you could say.
AWP posted. It's in the areas. Emi going to try and suppress the Zulu, try and force him back. 45 seconds for the hit here. Lean in, shot to connect perfect, but now he's sandwiched between the flames. The smoke comes in, the man around the corner, Zulu, it's caught while Emi's completely blind. He does burn to leaf in the end, so it's a 3-on-3. Coalesce being played against Overwatch. Mr. Hoy in particular gets Shine, and that's an advantage for eMasters at last. But look at Kristen, he's pushed up all the way to B.
Absolutely great position from Kristen here. He can be that thorn in the backside of eMasters. They start to realise, start to rotate over, but they have to clear every single corner. They have to make sure that they're meticulous about this retake, and that smoke should nail Coffin in. Kristen will do it with the bullets instead, and now Husky, 1 versus 2, all to play. Well, has to push round, gets the initial, knows where Leaf is, trying to pre-fire around the corner, and he will connect. Really good job from Husky to bring things back and secure a 3rd for eMasters.
That's a massive sequence for him to take once again when Coalesce felt like they were going to outplay and outposition the eMasters. The AWP shot to them, he connecting so well out towards Ali. And Husky left alone to grab that AWP. And even though they lost 4 players, remember, those are all the rifles, all the AKs that they had saved from the previous round against Coalesce. So they haven't really lost any investment here. They can rebuy pretty handily and still have a little bit of cash in their reserves for round 15. Coalesce, however, pause has been taken. They also have cash for the buy in this round and the next. But eMasters starting to chip away at that lead, setting themselves up hopefully for the second half. Again, it's so similar to how things are played out on that last map up here, Jammer.
Yeah, I mean, the similarities kind of stopped when Coalesce started getting to double digits kind of territory. eMasters not looking well as strong as they did. I don't know what to say in this kind of situation, because even if you get 5 rounds, I think it really is contingent on getting that pistol into the second half to have any sort of hope of stealing this one away 2-0. I think we can start looking forward to a little bit of overpass, but we have another whole half of play to get through, and it's all going to come round to round 14. Initial push from Emi, we've been so used to it. Again, the boost but look at this, Kristen having so much success over towards B. It's going to force a rotation, but Coalesce, they're sticking to their heels. They're going for this kind of a play. Emmy, so fortunate. He's getting away with so much. 2 in return, 3. Oh, 4! Emmy shuts down Coalesce, and Kristen, you had a great start, but it's not going to matter. 1 versus 3 now left.
How have you done that, Emmy? That might just wreck Coalesce. Kristen still left in this round, though. 1 on 2. AK in his hands. Bomb is on his back, and there's 2 CTs on the A site. The AWP watching from afar. Dexter creeping in a little bit closer now. Both players at side alley. Where's Kristen gone? eMasters might be asking that question right now. Has he gone back to the B side? Have we made the wrong call? The timing. Oh, this is utterly perfect. The bomb will go down when it's still close, though. Husky can swing and deny. He'll let it go back, but he'll get his kill in the end. And eMasters will claim 4, all off the back of Emmy's effort, to my money. That was a ridiculous sequence. He got away with way too much against the Coalesce side.
Yeah, I mean, just watching that one transpire, you see Emmy get the first kill, and you're like, okay, Emmy, you've taken your cheeky kill. That's it. Time to put to rest. Coalesce, they're going to win this one out. Kristen just had too much impact, but no, he stands tall, he stands firm, and man on an island, he was literally alone on that A side and still managed to shut down the entirety of Coalesce.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable stuff there from the eMasters, from Emmy, Coalesce. And Stu was trying to get the press forward, but Emmy still got him marked alongside Husky. Trades from Docs are good, but Husky holds his nerve. And it's taken a whole half to get here, but eMasters have truly sprung into life now.
I really like that change of pace from Coalesce, trying something new, trying to put the pressure on, but Husky, really impactful performance there to save Emmy in that situation. And now, man advantage, although it's even keel. Leaf, I believe in middle, taking back the advantage. Kristen, been so good, but Moshi will come out top trumps in this situation. And now, Coalesce, what do you do?
You have to do something. It's the last round of the half, so you have to try your hand at getting this site together. But right now, the position's held by eMasters, the 3-on-2 that they've gained, the push forward as well from 1 of Moshi. Set ready against Shine. Slow creep forward, does land that shot, and that's information gain. It's probably going to be the B hit as well. Husky, AK up against Lee, flash evaded, hiding behind the girder. Waiting for Lee to be in position. There's the shot, there's the spray. Shine now left as the last man in play. Versus 2. Smokes in, shots are ringing out. Flashes are sent over towards the man. The AWP is hunting for his pick back. Got Dexter also leaning into the backside as well. Shine caught dead to right. That's a quadra for Husky. And a 5th round for eMasters to close the half on a high note. But still 5 down against Coalesce, who still look pretty dominant in the overall circumstances.
Yeah, I think the main silver lining that we can talk about moving forward, you know, even though it looks so good for Coalesce, is that eMasters finally had that resurgence at the end. They got that 4-round streak at the end, and they starting to look like they have some life in them, you know. Husky making some good plays. Emmy with that 4K. Surely that gets the juices flowing. Surely that gets them going in this next half. But it all starts with this pistol round, and the all-important play is going to be through middle.
Straight in, the Glocks and USPs out. eMasters wasting no time getting out to that mid-control and looking in towards the B side. A half stack of the A play has 4 players out there, so suddenly it's one of these Julies set in for Kristen, trying to hold off against them, but overrun with the numbers game. Eventually, HP responds to get towards the man, Mr. Hoy, with 1 decent headshot. Leaf with a responsive, and now Emmy has the Julies set back behind the generators. The bomb has gone down, and the retake is coming as quickly as Zulu. His own set to Julies. Leaf down to Zulu, trades it. Shine responds to a 2-on-2, but Husky's on site, gets 1, looks for the last man of Shine, knows that he must be out there somewhere, and he's got the headshot locked on perfect for the flick. That's a 3K and a pistol for the eMasters.
Absolutely. Husky continuing his good form into that pistol round, and it does secure eMasters a little bit of an opening into this half, maybe even an opening into the entire game for that 2-0 that they're looking for. Coalesce not even going for a force here, and that's something that we've seen quite commonly throughout these games, but they do have a little bit of a round buffer that they can work with, so perhaps the safe option is the better one.
Go Harsh, go Rifles, go 10-7. Still heavily recoverable, still a heavy lead right now for Coalesce. They're stacking their way onto the A side though, which is where eMasters are leading in towards. They're in for a bit of a surprise. One that does yield a decent kill for the CT Forces. The second one comes out from Docs. But all the main rifles look to stay in here for the T's, so nothing too terrible lost in that particular exchange. Could have been worse, could have been better. 10-7, again, we're looking to the gun round. Yeah,
Coalesce just keeping eMasters honest in that situation. Just USPs, and that's about as good as you can expect for that side. That kind of a stack. But look at this play now. Full rifles out, no kits, so that might come into play a little bit later. Coalesce, rifles in hand. Can they do anything with these CT M4s? Initial chess battle of utility out on the ramp, and not a lot used by eMasters. They have so much to work with, so perhaps just trying to punish a little bit with this nade stack. Not going to find anyone just yet. Coalesce have an interesting setup here. It's a 2-1-2. It's not really a kind of meta like orthodox play.
So far, no information to really deviate from it. eMasters could be on either side here. The rotations coming in from Shining have to be pretty quick when he does. Set towards Scaff himself, so even then he's mostly centered around the potential of a B hit right now for the T's. But again, no information forthcoming right now by the eMasters side. They are playing this as carefully as they can. Coalesce start to passively reposition themselves, break away from that 2-1-2, go for a 3-1-1. At least initially, he's still got Shine considering his options.
Yeah, a little bit of a tell coming through from eMasters. Coalesce are going to adjust accordingly. Oh, this nade could be chunky. Boom. Oh. Emmy knocked down to 62 health. Not going to be too consequential though, as there's so many players here. Emmy initially traded out. Husky returns the favor, and he's been so good. Azulu, don't get caught with your nades out, my friend. He's going to push down with Shine, and they take some short control, so there's a bit of hope. But look at this play. Look at this wrap around. Not even an opportunity for a bomb plant. Moshi, no hope in hell, and that is an 11th round for Coalesce.
Very messy from eMasters, honestly. Coalesce doing great work there on the defensive, but eMasters just kind of charging in against them. They didn't even account for any sort of wraparound rotations until they got the ramp control, which is a little bit messy in my opinion, a sloppy sort of position to be held. So back to the 4-round deficit that Coalesce would love to maintain and extend upon. Even then, it will look to extend right here. eMasters have no money. That 1 AK for Husky being brought down alongside Moshi's Deagle and Kevlar. Bit of a half invest overall in that sort of sense. More so just to upgrade pistols on a hero AK kind of round. Coalesce should be bound for number 12. How do eMasters replay this? Do they want to go quick again? Do they want to slow it down? It looks to be the latter, but that didn't work out in the last round, so is that advisable here? It might not be against Leaf.
Yeah, Leaf going for a 50 play, as we call it, back home. That's purely because he bounced the nades off the 50 itself. A lot of space gained. AK not doing too much, just getting an initial pick towards middle. Look at this positioning though. Doc's caught off guard, he's good for an initial kill. Husky can't do anything more. Coalesce do lock in that 12th round. They do retrieve an extra AK for their benefit, and now, well, eMasters back on the rifles, but can they do anything with it?
That's the question we will have to ask and answer, and they'll have to answer, I guess. eMasters. Again, it's very similar how the scorelines were playing out on that last map. We had a 12-7 at one point for eMasters. Coalesce never able to catch up. eMasters, very similar story here. Flashes forward. Leaf trying to charge straight in ahead of these smokes. Nades are being sent down. Emmy also got no flashes. Leaf's going to evade them. Catch off the man with the Tech 9, making it nice and effective. The pistol out of play here for eMasters. All down to the rifles from here.
Yeah, Emmy trying to get away with his kind of patented cheekiness right there. Doc's not allowing anything over towards the B side. Pressure down. Dexter going to try and double up, but nothing to be found. And Husky, as good as he's been, I don't fancy his chances in a 1 versus 5.
Yeah, no, less than likely. Borderline impossible, I want to say, actually. There's Kristen there with a decent shot back. 13-7. Coalesce starting to stack up these rounds, and it could be a very one-sided vertigo if this keeps going on like this. eMasters, they only scored 6-16 against Clique Esports earlier on during the bracket, so it would be at least an improvement upon that, but against Coalesce, think about the opportunities to go for the 2-0 in this sort of sense, how good you were looking again on Asia. I go back to that sort of ancient performance, just wishing it was replicated for here by eMasters, because this could really have been a banger of a game against the Coalesce side, but so far it looks like they've petered out.
Setting up for this flashbang onto the ramp plate. Pistols charging their way up. Leaf going to try and farm up some money, but instantly rotates away, not fancying any of that. He doesn't want to sniff of it. Plenty of opportunity. Shine will secure an initial kill with the Molotov, though. No bullets required, and, well, eMasters, your initial play is broken down. How are you going to react? How are you going to try and get anything as Azulu adds his stats, doubles up, and, well, Emmy's actually retrieved the naked. I don't know if Doc's pushed through middle there. I think he did, and that is perhaps a bit of an overextension, a bit of a misplay that can run things out of hand if Coalesce aren't careful.
Yeah, he extended very far down towards the ladder room, I think, and trying to get out towards that mid-control, out towards the bridge, where he actually fell down. So Emmy's got that AK to play with, but so many CTs to deal with on his own part. Azu is going to hide back at the sandbags, can't be cleared by the Molotovs. Base in, Emmy's going to get caught off, swung upon by Azu, headshot game, nice and easy. Shine with a responsive, and that will be 14-7 for Coalesce, looking very coordinated at this stage. And honestly, I don't think eMasters get back from this at this stage. It's 7 rounds to make up. Coalesce only need a couple now to make it all the way to the third and final map of Overpass. And again, I just don't see a way that eMasters can do it, honestly.
Yeah, no, there's nothing that you can really look to and say you've found consistent success here. You've kind of had a good opportunity to take a tactical kind of position. Really does raise some question marks moving forward. Just hope that eMasters can recover a little bit, maybe get a little bit of confidence play back into things, even if they don't bring the map away, because they had such a good start on Ancient, and Overpass can be anyone's game. But yeah, a bit of a leprechaun round here for Coalesce. They get the AKs, they found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, as they call it on the CT side. Those AKs will help them moving forward. More potential. But yeah, eMasters slowing things down. I think one thing I want to see more from them is consistent success up in this ramp area. They found it in this occasion, and well, what are they going to do with it moving forward?
Well, ramp control's definitely been taken. Now it's a concern about the EA site itself. They've got 3 players on there. Backstab's already closing in from Docs once again out towards that ladder room position, so they try and make their way back towards the B site, and he's going to be a major concern. In fact, he might be a concern if the hit comes through. Leaf moving on. Azuwu waiting. Moshi actually going to catch off Shine, but turn around for a double. Azuwu gets a pick in against the man. The trade's good. A 4-on-2 now for eMasters, making it one as Dexter takes Azuwu down, and Kristen is all that remains. A 1-on-4. Money is fantastic for Coalesce, so he might just go ahead and commit to it. Try his hand at the clutch. 2 lined up. Only 1 falls. Emmy's AWP responds to it, and eMasters will deny map point for now.
The audacity of Moshi to jump up on the site and just rip 2 names out of the server like that. Absolutely impactful play, and well, it does help to convert an 8th. Moving forward, Coalesce, plenty of money, but they are starting to run out of funds bit by bit, and after a couple more rounds, if they're costly, eMasters might just have an opportunity to come back into it.
Nades are set once again. They're going to try and hold off on their positions. Nades back and forth, especially towards that ramp default. CT trying to challenge it more directly for Coalesce. eMasters have not always been allowed full control as part of the map, and it seems like it's been pretty pivotal to their game so far. Damage done to Moshi to start things off, down at 80 HP for him. Nades on to Kristen, tagging him down for 10. Very slow again from the eMasters here.
Yeah. Could we take a quick peek at the scoreboard and see how the players are doing, Mr. Observer? There we go. Good start there from Docs. I was going to say in the first half he was having a really, really strong game. Good to see he's continued that 20-10. But eMasters, no one really standing tall for him. Oh, Shine going to cut down Mr. Hoyd. Could have been one of those names, but not to be in this occasion. Zuru with the smoke onto his sandbags as well. That's going to halt this aggression. Oh, look at that spam. Emmy just being cut down, and oh, he's been eliminated. Azuru doesn't need to see him take him out of the round. eMasters. Seems like it's shooting fish in a barrel right now.
Quite literally in this case. Azuwu is looking down against them, and they're all caught up here in the ramp default. Dexter and Moshi trying to see if they can force the man out here. Get some sort of trade there, just no vision, no timing. Azuwu dives straight in, gets another kill. Husky trades it back, but Docs is quick on his heels. 3 players to find for Husky in this trade, and clutch situations. It's not going to happen. Shine, 2 kills to his name. 15-8, map point now for Coalesce.
Absolutely, Coalesce looking formidable, and this is the Coalesce that we were expecting coming into this engagement.
Yeah.
We were hoping to see, Coalesce start strong, see the plays like the likes of Docs, Shine, Azuwu, but it really has come to fruition on this second map, perhaps needing a bit of time to warm into things, but as we move forward and edge forward towards that overpass pick, I'm starting to see why Coalesce are looking like the favourites for the entire tournament.
There's Kristen in with the kill against Hoy, and Moshi going down. 5-on-3. eMasters picked apart so early into this round. It looks like it's going to go a little bit further on from this point. And again, I didn't see a way for eMasters a number of rounds ago at this point. I think it's all lights out from here. The only way they get anything is if Husky goes thermonuclear in this exchange, and I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, it's always going to be a tough task. But anything's possible in any round for Counter-Strike. Husky, he has been playing well, 18 and 14. But yeah, I think the likes of Shine and Ducks have been playing better. That's the position known. Utility Trade will kind of lock in this awkward standoff here for the A site. Just gonna have to wait for the hit to come in and, well, potentially see eMasters walking towards their death as we get to the end of Go. Dexter trying to make a play through the smoke. Does get one initially, but instantly traded, and there you go. Just as quick as it started, it ends 16-8. Coalesce looking so strong.
Indeed they did, and we talked about the punish pick on this particular map up for Coalesce. It definitely felt like it was a well-placed punish in that sort of sense. The notion of what they were able to do definitely looked confident as they got into this CT half, the better half arguably. It felt like that was all going to compound off the back of what was otherwise a fantastic game there from Coalesce. The one-sided scoreline, the 10-1 especially at the start of the map up, it all just felt like it was all Coalesce all day ostensibly, and that really, I think, proves the point in terms of how important these map picks are for both sides, because it was a similar story for eMasters over on Ancient, Vertigo going the way of Coalesce in similar fashion, and now we look to Overpass where it starts to go into full coin toss territory now, Jammer.
Yeah, absolutely, full coin toss. Both of these squads, you know, they're pretty good on overpasses. We've said in many previous casts, like, overpass really does seem like a staple of EKCS, so I'm actually glad that it's gone to a third map. You know, even though the maps haven't been necessarily as close as we'd want them to be, they have been dominant in the right kind of ways, so that we can look forward to an overpass where it's an even kill.
Yeah, completely dead set even coming into this matchup, and we dead set even going out of it. Both sides taking their own map picks, and now we look towards Overpass, the final battleground, to see who we're moving on to. The upper bracket finals do not go anywhere as we conclude this series at EPIC38 after the break.